Hi Capricorn, welcome to your August reading. Whew. Alrighty, so we have a lot going on in August, you guys, and I have my notes here just so we can cover everything, and we have about 30 minutes to give you a reading. So without further ado, let's get talking about some of the things that things happening for Capricorn next month. So I broke it down. August is a very, very, very busy astrological month. So we have a full moon on August 7th, but it's not just a full moon, okay? We have two eclipses this month because of the North and South Node, In some of my other videos, I talk a little bit about what the North and South Node mean. They're in Aquarius and Leo right now. And whenever you have a North or the South Node in your sign, you have a series of eclipses that happen. So last year, when the North Node was in Virgo and the South Node was in Pisces, I had to go through all this craziness in my first house because I'm a Pisces, and I was going through all these eclipses. And the first house of self is what you're aware of and things like that. So eclipses are no joke, especially for the sign it's happening in. But it's not happening in Capricorn. But I will say, next year in 2008 sometime, the North Node will enter Cancer and the South Node will be Capricorn. So you will have your time with these eclipses, Capricorn. And they're not all good, they're not all bad, they're just intense, okay? So this is a very intense month, I guess I could say. Intense is a good word for August, but it's some intensity that we need. So Capricorn, this Aquarius lunar eclipse is happening in your second house of value. So we can apply all that eclipse energy to your second house. The second house is traditionally Taurus, which is an earth sign. So Capricorn, I would say that your energy is pretty used to understanding values here. The same with Virgo. Earth signs are just very grounded. So I think this is going to be, well, we're going to see what the cards have to say, but as far as just what I think towards, a cardinal earth sign like yourself, I think that you guys handle values pretty well, more so than what most of us might. So I think the easiest way to do this, just so that we can get clear messages, I do this freestyle. I don't really plan these things, and you can't really over-plan spirituality. But we're going to go ahead and start the messages off with anything that the universe would like to share with you about this moon on August 7th, okay? So this is for Capricorn. Capricorn has a lunar eclipse in their second house on the 7th. So, is there anything... Oh yes, Spirit has a lot of messages for you, Capricorn. Is there anything else? Okay. So let's put these in order here, because we had a few cards come out, Cap. Now, the first card that came out was the Knight of Wands. And this is, when I see Knight energy, I'm definitely compelled to think of, battle and fighting, stuff like that. But we are talking about spirituality here, and we are talking about the second house. We're going to apply these messages to the second house, but we have a few more aspects to talk about after that. So Cap, as far as your second house of values, you might feel this energy a lot of the time. I know a few Capricorns, and I do have a Capricorn rising. And the Capricorns that I know, it's not that you're greedy, and it's interesting that I say that because we have a card we need to talk about, guys. You guys aren't greedy. Capricorn is very helpful and so ambitious. Most of the time, Capricorn is such a hard worker because you guys are the 10th house of legacy and career, that whatever you find yourself doing in the world, you give your all to it, and you do your fucking best, and you put all of your ambition and all your strength into that. So this is what I feel with the Knight of Wands. Well, wands do have a lot to do with creativity. So to apply this to the second house of value, Capricorn, this eclipse, I do feel a little that you may be fighting a little bit more for your values as far as what's yours and what's others. What I feel is a protecting energy, a very fiery and protecting energy. Like you'll go If there's some money matters coming up with the second house, you will go to great lengths to battle for what you worked hard for. Capricorn is a very hardworking sign. And it depends on the type of people in your life, Capricorn. But I just see a lot of protecting, fiery, fighting energy. I feel the fighting the least. What I feel most about this card is just the protecting. I'm very drawn to his armor right now for you guys. And I'm also very drawn to the fact that it's a wand. Okay, so we do have a knight energy. And we have the, the Knight of Pentacles, we have the Knight of Swords, but you have the Knight of Wands. And any knight energy can also be referred to as a prince energy. So you guys are also, you guys are very god and goddess type of people, very, very legendary. So to say prince, but it's the prince of finances, So what that kind of made me feel like is that there may be some increase that you guys are looking for in your finances. Maybe being a prince in the financial department isn't enough for you guys. And that might be where the fiery fighting comes in. This is also passionate. So Capricorn, around this time, you may get more passionate about anything to do with the second house. This is your personal values, right? The second house is all about what you have, your resources, your personal values. And this knight energy comes up because you're going to be wanting to protect that with fiery passion. I mean, this is a very passionate, fiery energy. The fire on his knight, his armor, and then you have the salamanders, which is a fiery energy. And you see the horse is very drawn up, like not just standing still horse. This is a horse on its way to like gallop somewhere. So you may be ready for some new energy to come in, Capricorn. But I just feel like you guys are going to be wanting to protect. And if you're not, this is a message for you from Spirit, because I'm just really getting this feeling. And it's so funny because I woke up this morning and had a very interesting financial matter as well. And I was very Capricorn about it. I have a Capricorn rising, if I didn't mention that. And I have a Taurus moon. So I'm very earth. The only thing not earth about me is my sun sign. But everything else is very earth about me. I'm not very materialistic. I have a Taurus south node. So it's not my main goal in life to be materialistic. But and my Pisces sun is like that too. Like, Capricorns are very territorial. All my Capricorn friends are very territorial. And, you're very kind and welcoming, but it's just like whatever is mine is mine. And you guys might need to do some boundary setting. And it's going to be done through passion and protection is what I'm hearing. But let's move on. Hopefully that was, but definitely creative decisions with the second house value. So you're going to get more creative, Capricorn, about your values. You're going to get more passionate and fiery about your values, which may cause some knight type of energy. It may cause some battle fightish energy with you if there's people trying to mess with your values and your money. Okay, two very interesting cards come up, Capricorn. I very rarely see these two cards together, but Cancer and the High Priestess, if you take a look, they have some similarities about themselves. There is the black and the white going on, the light and the dark, if you can't see that. And yeah, I love that these two cards came up for you. So let's go ahead and talk about the High Priestess first. So this is just coming up because, Capricorn, for an eclipse to be happening in your second house. I mean, this is a very, very personal house for Capricorn. I know that you guys take your values and your ambitions and your work very, very seriously. And for an eclipse to be happening there, and this eclipse is happening in Aquarius. And what does Aquarius represent? Aquarius represents other people. It represents the humanity of things. It represents the community and groups of people that we associate ourselves with. So for that to be happening in your second house, this eclipse is really gonna, and this is, the sun and the moon colliding. This eclipse is very intense. So it's funny that I mentioned that because it might be the light and the dark colliding for you, Capricorn. It could be, you might be shown the light aspects of your second house, and you might, around this full moon, this is just for the full moon on the 7th. We have a few more things to talk about as well going on in August. I told you guys it's pretty legit. Okay, but let's keep going. Definitely a light and dark aspect, Capricorn. And for this to be applied to your values, like you're going to be in a very high priestess position. And the high priestess, she's more about intuition and her psychic abilities to just know. Okay, there's not much that the high priestess doesn't know. She knows everything. She is the angel of the universe. So this energy is applied to your second house, Capricorn. And that makes so much sense because you are the god and the goddess energy on the zodiac wheel. And gods and goddesses are very serious about what they take value of. And you're an earth sign as well. So this is a fixed this is a fixed lunar eclipse. So going back to what I was saying before my alarm went off, you may be put in a high priestess position to understand who in your community, who in your friends and groups get to have your money or your value. Like, you might be going over groups of people that you value, so friends or peers that you work with. Definitely, this is a second house eclipse, so your job, people in your job, pay very close attention to the people that you work with, because Capricorn, as far as groups of people, that's how the universe is gonna speak to you, because you guys work a lot, right? It's not so much friends for Capricorn. I feel a very serious energy here, very serious energy. This is very serious, and Capricorn's a very serious sign. It doesn't get much more serious than the high priestess. This is just coming up to say, hey Cap, I know everything's grounded and earthy, but there is some spirituality coming here. So there's going to be some higher, you know what I mean? There's going to be some higher realms, higher aha moments. Like, you may come across some higher information that really change the way you handle second house matters, right? Which is money, values, your job, anything like that. Second house is all about what you have as resources. So it could be anything, Capricorn. Whatever you guys feel like you have, you know, the point is that it's yours. And there's going to be some light and dark that comes up from behind the veil here. The high priestess may be coming to you to show you things, you know, to show you, hey Capricorn, don't give that person money anymore. Or hey Capricorn, you know, this person owes you money and has owed you money for a very long time. And if if things like that happen, it may move the type of friends and community that you involve yourself in. And it's interesting that we have the Chariot come up, because this is your opposite sign again. And I believe that you pulled this card before, Capricorn. Yeah, in your mid-July reading. I mean, actually in your July overall reading. So the Cancer energy shows up for you, Capricorn, because it is ruled by the moon. That's exactly what my mind just went to. So we have this Cancer, emotional. This is a cardinal sign. Cancer is the opposite of you. It's a cardinal sign, a cardinal water sign, which is all about emotions and fluidity and reflection and spirituality. Cancer's a little different though than Pisces and Scorpio. You know, Cancer, and I feel the main thing here is because the moon, right? Any moon has a little bit to do with Cancer, because, you know, how you're ruled by Saturn and, you know, I'm ruled by Neptune. Well, Cancer is ruled by the moon. And this moon is really going to bring a lot of changes to your life, Capricorn. Not only in the second house, but we have some other things going on as well, especially with the light and dark. So it may help you to get in touch with your emotions, because around the time of eclipses, it's not only the moon and sun that collide. You know, a lot of the light and dark collide. So it is about maintaining that balance, you know, with the light and the dark. That's something that the Chariot and the High Priestess both understand very personally. What's good for them, what's bad for them, what's negative, what's good. And they understand the middleman of that, you know, and he is very protected. He has the stars behind him, and he has the crescent moons on the side of his armor symbolizing change. So this is just, you know, maybe you are going to be more open to change of the opposite nature of you. So there's maybe emotional change, Capricorn. And to apply this to your second house briefly, you know, there may be some emotion that comes up there, which is very, even as a Pisces, I understand why that would be kind of silly. Because oftentimes I find myself involving emotion in my finances and in my job, and it just doesn't do me good. That's one thing that I love about Cap, is that you guys just work, and there's not many things that can throw you off. Well, the Chariot's like that as well. He's very in control of his emotions, and he has this light and dark tamed. And there's no rein, right? There's no reins like a horse. He's not in control of the horse like this man is, right? This man there's reins on the horse's mouth. But with these figures, you know, this Cancer psychic energy it just shows itself to you to remind you that Capricorn, there's some things that you can control in your mind. That's the main thing I think about with the Chariot card, is that he controls the light and dark with his mind. So there's definitely some light and dark going on. There's a little bit of isolation from the town that you're from, which is kind of accurate because because Aquarius is about the community that you live in, and Cancer is about the home. So if that may apply to some of you Capricorns, just know that Spirit is definitely honing in on that. And then we have the Three of Wands again. So we have the Knight of Wands and the Three of Wands. So to apply these two energies together, I see that there's a burning passion for you to do some reflection. Maybe Leo season and all this fire energy in Leo is definitely bringing the spotlight to you wanting to climb that mountain again, Capricorn. This came up in July for you. So here you are climbing this mountain again, and perhaps you've reached the top of it. And perhaps, you are in that reflective kind of state right now. And if you're not, you're definitely going to be around this time of the full moon, because that's what the High Priestess is about too. The High Priestess is at her best with Cancer, with the moon, and we have those two cards here. So that's exactly what this is saying, you guys, is that around this moon, you will be feeling very High Priestessy. And you will be getting higher information that will, it'll widen your views of a few things. But there is a passion for this. There's a burning passion for Capricorn to climb that mountain. You guys are the best at climbing metaphorical mountains, real mountains. You guys are just mountain climbers. You're the mountain goat. And this man here, he's climbed up at the top of a mountain, and he's looking out at everything. This is a reflection energy. This is preparing for the future. So you may be doing that, Capricorn, with all this second house energy. And I'm still not done with the second house here. We have, because I just think this is so important for Capricorn, but then we have to move on to the Mercury retrograde, which is also happening in August. So we have the Ten of Swords here, Capricorn. So there is some pain. Possibly, I'm still going to relate this to the finances, but go ahead and heed your own personal intuition. These cards could come up for many reasons. I'm just trying to heed what I feel right now for you. So I see the Ten of Swords, a very dark energy. This is a completed energy. Anytime you see the Ten of Swords, it's a completion. So there is some pain that is pretty intense right now for Capricorn. Some of you are going through a great deal of pain. For the Capricorns out there, feeling more so peaceful in this energy, very, very wonderful. Even the ones of you that are feeling more like the opposite, great. And that's probably because you guys have been doing the reflection work. But for some Caps, some of my Capricorns are very, very busy people. And, you could be in situations where it's just coming from all directions. And this is also a decision. So there could have been some financial decisions that you've had to make, or maybe there's financial decisions that you're making with other people that are just leaving you feeling like this guy, like just stabbed in the back. Your wallet is hurting and you really want more money. Just to relate it to the second house, maybe you're not feeling valued, Capricorn, because the second house is all about value. So if you feel stabbed in the back, and if you feel hurt by everyone around you, if you feel like you're making decisions that don't best fit your values, then no wonder the Three of Wands is coming up, and there is a very strong drive to run towards this kind of energy. Do you see how the horse and the passion is running towards this energy? Yeah, that's just the tarot cards trying to express that Capricorn is moving towards, that mountain, and they're moving towards that area where you can reflect. Because let's face it, with hard workers like you, there's not much time, like you guys work all the time, you make all this money, and you're so ambitious, and you have so much ambition is what I'm trying to say. And with all that ambition, you guys often ignore the fact that you feel like this inside, because you're so strong, and cardinal signs are all about action, right? So this may be emotional pain, Capricorn, but I do feel, that there is a lot of pain hiding, and perhaps this eclipse and all this energy, this Mercury retrograde, perhaps that will lead you into that meditative state where you can recall your emotions about things, and then the values will come later, Capricorn. But I do see this pain ending. I'm glad that this isn't like the Seven of Swords or something like that. The Ten of Swords is a dead giveaway that the pain is at full capacity and it's almost over. It's leaving your life. And it is the last card that you have here. But we have at the bottom of the deck the Four of Pentacles. And this also came up for Taurus, okay? So earth signs are being asked to really hone in on their values right now. And honestly, Capricorn, what I feel is, because this is a very greedy energy, this is someone who's very proud of their work. So this goes back to like what I was saying, and with this energy, the fiery energy, like there's definitely some passion to take back your own values and to take back your own money. You know, if you've been joining up with certain people with finances and stuff like that, it may be getting overwhelming around this time, especially if you're a Capricorn dealing with all this eclipse energy in your second house. Like my rising sign is going through that, you know, so it's kind of like I'm going through that in my first house, and I woke up today with that kind of attitude. So this reading is definitely making sense. I didn't even think about the second house, but yes, there's definitely some stepping up that needs to take place, Capricorn. Like if you're in a situation where, you know, you want to act more like this, it's the cards. If you're watching this video and you've been feeling kind of hesitant about taking back your money from people, or maybe cutting this person off that you've been taking care of, this is an energy that I feel not only with me because of my rising, but also with you, Cap. You know, you may have, and this rarely ever happens to Capricorn, but it's been a crazy year, and I wouldn't put it past 2017 for people to kind of be taking advantage of Capricorn for some reason. But you know, you guys are ruled by Saturn, so yeah, that all is about to come to an end. So don't be afraid to, you know, put your feet down on your pentacles, Capricorn. Don't be afraid to balance pentacles on your head and hold them close to you, because you've worked for them. And directly underneath that, I do feel the need to show you the Sagittarius card. This is the Temperance card. So some of you may know it. You know, there is Cancer energy here, there is Sagittarius energy here. But, you know, if you're not with a Sagittarius, if you're not, if you don't have any Sagittarius energy, then this is just showing up for you because you need to apply balance. So your second house is actually underway of balance, right? And there's going to be some things that you need to listen to intuitively in order to understand why all this is happening to your second house. It's all about value, Capricorn. So I feel that Capricorn is definitely on a journey to finding self-love and value. And what more could do that besides an eclipse, you know? And there needs to be balance that takes place. You need to be grounded with your emotions. You see her feet, how she's water in on the rock? Yeah, that's a message to Capricorn. You know, that you can be emotional and grounded. And that's interesting that this comes up. There is a lot of, you know, emotional grounding that needs to take place. All right, so we have a few more minutes, and we definitely need to talk about Mercury retrograde. For those of you who aren't aware of a Mercury retrograde, yeah, it's when Mercury is a planet that rules our communication, it rules our mental state. It's the ruling planet of Virgo. And Mercury is actually retrograding in Virgo. And, you know, Virgo's your sister sign. Virgo's an earth sign. Taurus is an earth sign. So Capricorn, you are going through a lot of earth transits. So you might not even be feeling those feelings yet, you know, because you're very comfortable with earth. You're the cardinal earth sign. So there's not much that you don't understand about earth. The same way for, you know, Libra or Cancer or Aries, how they understand air and water and fire. You understand earth. You represent earth at its highest form. So you may be, you know, dealing with this a little better than what others might. So you have a Mercury retrograde, and it's retrograding in your 9th house. Virgo's 9 houses from you. So the 9th house is the Sagittarius house. It's about your higher philosophy and the higher ways that you think. But it's also retrograding a little bit in your 8th house because it's retrograding in Virgo at first. So the most of August, you know, until about the last week, you're going to have this blast from the past. Exes may come back. Just be careful with electronics and things that you buy. Mercury retrograde, it throws things off. It really, it actually affects the iron in our blood and in our brain. Like, it's very weird when Mercury goes retrograde. It brings us back to the past, any unfinished business. So, as far as Capricorn and your, oh, okay, well, no. Yeah, 9th and 8th house. Yeah, it's retrograding in your, so that's why the High Priestess was showing for you, because there is some, I'm hearing that there's information Capricorn wasn't able to receive sometime in the past. And the past could be an hour ago, it could be yesterday, it could be 4 years ago. In Mercury retrograde, you know, especially in the ninth house, aka the eighth house, yeah, you could be learning a lot, and it is mysterious. The eighth house is Scorpio's house, so it is kind of dark and occultish, and may even have to do with intimacy, which is opposite of the second house. But anyway, this is happening on August 12th, and I'm just gonna let the universe. Whoa, well, we had the Magician card almost pop out with the Three of Swords, so some of you Capricorns may be applying, because Mercury is ruled by, hey, it's still there. Mercury, this is a Mercury card. And it was right by, yeah, these two cards. I'm just going to go ahead and show you these, because I don't know if you saw that, but they tried to flip out. So this Mercury retrograde, you may be going back in the past. There may be some heartbreak and betrayal that you are reminded of with Mercury going retrograde and everything basically being like traveling back to the future. But I love that the Mercury card showed up for you, Capricorn, because it just shows that you have a strong mental. Right now, you have a strong mental capacity, and you have all the suits on the table, the cups, the coins, the wand and the sword, and the infinity in the wand. So you're glowing and light when it comes to your mental. It's, of course, with Mercury being in Virgo, that'll definitely affect you. And some of you could be applying it to heartbreak from the past or even heartbreak now. So I just wanted to show you that, Capricorn. And so for Mercury retrograde, we have the Libra card showing. This is a cardinal air sign, also ruled by Venus, so however that may apply. But I just see this as balance and justice coming in for you, Capricorn, especially with this Mercury retrograde. Okay, there's justice and there's celebrating. Okay, this is a parade and a celebration energy. So there is some of that going on. And there's some dark energy that you're going to be giving power to handle. I love that this comes out with the Ace of Swords, because this is about not sleeping, this is about negative energy, this is about nightmares and just dark energy surrounding you, Capricorn. And that is all okay, because you have the Ace of Swords to apply to that energy. These are both sword energies, so this is decisions. So you may need to make some very, very strong decisions about what's keeping you up at night. So Capricorn, whatever makes you feel this way, whatever keeps you up, you know, whatever is heavy on your mind right now, we are talking about Mercury. So, you know, this is mental status. So this is happening in the subconscious realm, you know. So whatever makes you feel this way, Capricorn, you are being asked to apply that strong, ambitious energy to this, okay? There are things that you can do. There's decisions you can make to change this kind of energy. But don't forget about that celebration, okay? There's definitely justice coming in. And then there's some spirituality also that I'm seeing, especially with this black cat. You know, this is Leo is on this card as well. So there's some fire and magic and passion that you're going to apply to the have and have-nots. So as far as that greed card that we got earlier, Capricorn, the Four of Pentacles, this is interesting to come up because it's the have and the have-nots, the crying over the spilled milk. This guy is very, very depressed because of his emotions and because of what he feels is gone. But he's not even realizing the two cups behind him that he'll knock over if he doesn't realize it. So there is more available for you, Capricorn. Don't get too caught up in what you've lost. You know, Mercury retrograde in the ninth house could also show you that. As far as, yeah, so this is, the justice is coming to your ninth house and your eighth house. That's probably why these cards came up as well. Because, you know, the ninth house is about higher thinking. So there may be something related to your higher thoughts. This is a very higher thought energy. This is an air energy, a very mental air energy. So there's some spirituality coming. You're going back and forth between negative and positive thoughts. But there is a celebration coming in. You have... Wow. Okay, well, we need to show you this because this is very, very interesting. And I hope there's not a glare so that you can see, but I'll show you anyways. So we have the King of Swords, the Tower, and the Queen of Swords. I don't know if you can see that, so let's just hold it up. The King of Swords, the Tower, and the Queen of Swords. That's very interesting. I've never had this happen before, Capricorn. So what this shows me is that there's some feminine and masculine, okay, sword energy is about mental decisions. It's very air. So this could be Libra, it could be Gemini, it could be Aquarius, and there is an Aquarius eclipse happening We haven't even got to the solar eclipse happening in your ninth house, and we're going to touch on that a little bit as well. Oh, and there's another thing we have to talk about too. And the eclipse is happening in your 8th house, actually. I keep looking on the Sag one for you. I gotta cross that out so I can look on the right notes. But yeah, there's going to be an eclipse in your 8th house. But this came up for the Mercury retrograde, okay? And that makes total sense because, you know, these are very mental people. You have this king and this queen here, and if you just take a look, they're very royal figures. They have thrones, they have crowns, you know, they're very serious. They're not very, like, I'm not sure about the Queen of Swords, but the King of Swords, he's not known for appearing overly nice, okay? He's very pointy. Swords are very pointy energy. And he's more serious. Like, his face is more serious, you know what I mean? But if you take a closer look, there's butterflies on the back of his throne. So this is just his, like, soft and subtle way of saying, like, yeah, I'm this mean old king. I'm this mean decision maker, but look at my throne. I chose to have it as butterflies. So I'm not that mean. And also, I'm also heated to say that as far as your mind and your mental stability, your higher thinking, Capricorn, it may be transitioning, because butterfly, you know how butterflies and the whole caterpillar transformation type of thing. So you could be spreading your wings when it comes to the way that you think. Because I definitely feel a think energy, right? There's this queen and there's this king, and the queen is a little bit softer. So there is a soft side, and I mean, both of you guys are showing up, the male and the female Capricorns. And of course, we all have male and female energy. But for this to show up for you guys is amazing. So definitely heed this with your intuition. Now let's talk about this Tower card in the middle. Mercury retrograde for sure. So you could feel a breaking down, especially with all this 9th house energy, with the Mercury retrograde in your 9th house, Capricorn. You know, there's some things that Spirit wants to do with your higher thinking. So in order for that to happen, there is going to have to be this kind of breaking down of old thought patterns and old ways of thinking, you know, because you've changed a lot, Capricorn. I mean, everyone is changing so much, and these eclipses are just going to change us even more. I'm hearing from some astrologers that these eclipses are so rare and powerful that they could possibly affect us for the next 19 years. So yeah, very, very intense energy. And we have these sword energies for you, representing your mental stability. So I can see that you guys have been trying to maintain that serious attitude, and you've been trying to maintain your position of authority in all areas: jobs, relationships, finances, second house matters, the way that you think, for sure. This Mercury retrograde is definitely going to come in and change the way that you guys think. And it's on a masculine and a feminine level. It's at a king and a queen level. So you are the king and the queen of your thoughts, Capricorn. So just don't allow that to change with the Tower, because we have that king and queen of swords, but take a closer look. This is a king and a queen falling from this Tower. See the crown up there coming off? So the royal throne, it may be tumbling, and you know, but every king and queen has the power to refurbish their kingdom. So as far as your kingdom, Capricorn, the man and the women out there, there's just such a strong energy being focused on your mental stability. So just look out for this, Capricorn. Look out for this Tower energy. I feel like it's very, 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 very specific that this king and this queen came out for you. I'm gonna move on from that, but I really want you guys to heed your personal intuition with that. You may be asked by the universe to let some things go as far as the way that you think, and especially with the 8th house being touched on a little bit. I mean, Capricorn, there may be some dark secrets that are revealed to you. Something is going to change your mind about things, because these are very, very, very mental energies, and you have both of them. But you know, Capricorn, I'll take this as a good sign. Like, screw all the Tower energy. Like, everybody's going through the Tower right now. I've pulled the Tower for Pisces. A lot of people are getting the Tower. It's an accurate depiction of what's going to happen. Like, everything is going to crash down. And I'm just focused more on what's going to happen after everything falls apart, which is like such harmony. But this is just you and your power. You know, it is amazing that you guys had the king and the queen show up for you. So we have about 5 more minutes or so. So I definitely wanted to get some information for you about the Leo solar eclipse. This eclipse is a total American eclipse, so you're supposed to be able to see it like worldwide, and that's pretty amazing. So we have that the Aquarius eclipse on the 7th. Mercury retrograde is happening on the 12th of August. And then you have a Leo eclipse in the 8th house. So Leo is 8 signs from you. So this is more so where that dark energy might come from. And I don't mean dark as in bad. I mean dark as in secrets and shadows. You know, darkness isn't bad. Scorpio isn't evil. Scorpio is like one of my favorite signs. So let's see what Capricorn could look forward to, or any messages for Capricorn for the Leo solar eclipse happening in their 8th house on the 21st of August. Well, the first card that popped out is the Judgment card, Capricorn. I've also have the Judgment card for a few other signs. So we are being called. We are being called by a higher, godly, otherworldly force from our grave. You know, the Judgment card is about resurrection. So you may be resurrected or called to a higher purpose, Capricorn, especially with, this is the 8th house we're talking about. So there's some 8th house, like this popped out, just one card. So this is a very solid message from Spirit saying that around this full moon, Capricorn, you're just going to feel called to certain things, and you're not going to be able to explain it to anyone. This is very deep. Okay, there's something very deep coming in for you. There's something very, very otherworldly and angelic calling you. And whatever you feel called to do, Capricorn, is up to you. But this is just a validation that if you feel called to move to a certain place, or if you feel called, if you feel it might not be so much of calling, but it may be just sudden information you have about other people, because this is the 8th house of intimacy. So you may have some intimate realizations with you and other people, with you and other forces in the universe. Very, very, very intense energy, Capricorn. And we have this card here that is face over. So this is either, when cards do this, I say that it's messages from the dark side. And it's interesting that you have this 8th house energy. So wow, you have the Moon card. The Pisces card was face down for you. So in the subconscious realm, Capricorn, there is a Pisces energy. This could be a Pisces. Some of you may be with a Pisces. Some of you may have Pisces moons or Pisces energy in your chart. But for this card to show up with the Judgment card, oh my gal, this is a resurrection of the subconscious, and you have all that 9th house energy. This is amazing. You have 2nd house energy, 9th and 8th house energy. This is amazing, Capricorn. So as far as your values, in the way that you think, the high, not just, oh, I think I'm gonna go to the park today. Like 9th house energy is like very, very deep thoughts, and this is why this card is coming up. This is a deep energy. This is deep, deep, deep subconscious realm. This is also the eclipse showing up for you, okay? Because this is the sun and the moon. I love that this card came out. This is definitely a Pisces energy, and also just the moon. You know how Cancer came out, the Chariot card? This is definitely about your subconscious, Capricorn. It's definitely about the deeper thoughts that you hide, you know, the deeper thoughts that are in you that you may need to do some reflection and oh yes, I forgot to show you. Definitely some resting. The 4 of Swords shows it. Underneath is your energy, you know, the Queen of Pentacles. And we have the Lovers card showing itself a little bit too, you know, maybe a little bit of a Gemini energy. And Gemini did get the Judgment card. So there is something with that. But you do need some rest, Capricorn, in order to be the human that is aligned with the forces that are trying to give you these messages. If we're tired and if we're stressed out, Spirit cannot reach us. So in the midst of all that ambition and working and finding out values, please focus on this kind of energy as well. This is so amazing. I don't know if I've ever seen these 2 cards together, but I feel very, very, very amazing energy for Capricorn. That is amazing. So your subconscious is on your side. Your subconscious, you know, you may be your subconscious is being resurrected. Your spirituality is being resurrected. You're about to evolve. You're about to be called to a higher version of yourself. And it may cause you to walk a very unique path in life. Not the normal, stable, let's eat breakfast at 8 a.m. life. This is a life following spirituality. You know, this eclipse could definitely bring some information to you, Capricorn, about that. Okay. Woo. Oh, well, I have something to tell you before I go. This video got a little long, but hey, you know, messages. So your ruling planet Saturn goes direct on August 25th. I don't really know what that means. I just wanted to tell you because, I mean, I know what it means, okay? Your planet Saturn has been retrograde for a long time. It's been retrograde in Sagittarius, which may be why the Sagittarius card came out for you guys. Interesting. But anyway, mark your calendars for August 25th. Your ruling planet Saturn, which is the Lord of Karma, the Lord of Time. Saturn is the father of restrictions. I love Saturn. It's one of my favorite planets. So yeah, you may feel some restrictions lighten up on you, Capricorn, around the 25th. Towards the end of the month, that's going to be when the sun's in Virgo, things like that. So yeah, we have some interesting things going on this month, and I did my best to try to explain them. Yeah, but just, yeah, I definitely wanted to mention the Saturn going direct. And by the time September comes around, I'll probably have more information on that. I just have my own personal opinion about Saturn going direct, but I would like to do some more research about it. Maybe if some of you, since you're ruled by Saturn, if you know more about that, please comment below. And also, if there's anything about this reading that you didn't quite understand, if there's any extra information you would like, or if you would like me to pull some tarot cards for you. I'm not a tarot reader that charges yet. I don't have a business set up or anything like that, so I'd be more than happy to pull some cards for you guys individually. You can find me on Facebook. My name's Braylon Janae Caldwell. I'll try to put that somewhere below or somewhere where you can find it. And on Instagram and Twitter, I'm Pisces Priestess, like how I am on YouTube. So I would love to hear more from you guys and what you thought about this reading. And other than that, I wish you guys such a positive August. It looks like it's going to be very spiritual for you guys. My rising sign is very excited for these messages and the fact that the moon card came up. So these moons are really going to change your life. Don't worry too much about that Tower card. Things have to fall apart, Capricorn, in order for them to fall in place. Okay? So just stay strong, stay ambitious, and I wish you the best. I wish you the best, and I will talk more in September.